actually have the functionality, and they also have the opportunity to ask questions and to see how they can adapt some of the things that we're doing. We're using this as a model. Another organization can decide, like schools, for example, National Universities Commission can decide that, okay, let's do this, let's use the school as a pilot. Then it has to be something that has the potential of scale up, at the end, and of course, it has to have environment in place, climate change issues, and its impact on socio-economic activities. That's what we're trying to achieve. So that's why we decided that let's have a pre-commissioning session. Let's take everybody one-on-one. And then even on the launch, because on the launch, basically, yes, it's going to be rowdy. People might not really catch the essence of what we're trying to do. It's important to carry everybody along, because after this, we're going to have a stakeholders meeting, and everybody's going to come in. If the market guys can buy electricity, renewable energy at 5 naira per kilowatt hour, it will solve a lot of problems. Even the issue of noise abatement, pollution. When we were doing this survey, we did a little survey. We have 1,500 shops in the market here. About 823 of them have these small generators. Now, each one of them has a minimum of 3 liters. Now, some, of course, some people keep 10 liters aside. That means at every point in time, what we have here is 2,400 liters of petrol. That's about 12 gallons. 12 drums. Now, if there's a fire hazard in a WUSE market, which is in the heart of town, we now see why markets burn down very quickly in Nigeria, coupled with our low response time to emergency and all that. So those are hazards that we tend to overlook, but have a lot of impact. People come in here, people who are asthmatic, when you come in, you just inhale all kinds of things. But they even found out that's an independent study anyway. They found out that most of the people who work in markets, they have ailments, they have long, infested ailments and all that, and it's not really appropriate. So we can have sustainable energy and have it cheaper than what people are already doing, and that's why we decided to do the markets here, which you're also aware that the minister was even the one who suggested the markets, and said, why not have it in a public place where the impact is more? So what we're going to do is, we've briefed you on this. Now, your own part has to do with multilateral. We're dealing with a coalition of foreign companies coming into Nigeria. We're going to ensure standardization. We're going to ensure that there's technology transfer. We don't want a situation where they're producing in China, it's helping the economy of China. They come to Nigeria, the law says they can take all their money away. So how does that affect us? We're consuming, but it's not also impacting on us. So we want a situation where everybody who is coming into the ACE initiative, coming to the FCT, must have a plan shown properly that over 1-2 years they're setting up factory or they're transferring technology, however way they want to do it. And that's why we need the backup of regulatory bodies. We need the government to be able to enforce these things. We don't want people dumping things on us anymore. And we mustn't always come last when it comes to innovation and technology. Why can't we be on the cutting edge? Why can't Nigeria be the hub for Africa? Which is what most of these companies are now seeing, that they've left, the Germans especially, they've left Africa to Chinese, and they found out that the Chinese built their strength and their power serving the African nations, because of power, so they're realizing that, and they're saying that, look, we need to do it properly. It's just that they are very orderly people, they like to follow protocol. That's why we're trying to do all of this, so that we can scale up whatever it is we're doing. Whatever projects we're doing must be projects that can be scaled up effectively. If all the markets, for example, should be able to get this effect, all the schools should be able to get this. And that's why we need, and your own part has to do with dealing with, with these organizations and ensuring that when they're coming into this city, they're coming in with the right attitude, and the right briefing and all that. So that's why we decided to write you and to also involve you. And also you've also supported us all the while up until now. So it's just appropriate. So what we're going to do, we've given you the brief now. We're going to see how we work with you one-on-one. And we're going to show you the things that we've installed, the functionality, so that you can see it. And you can also ask questions. And then probably suggest areas of collaboration that we can, that falls under your purview. Take it up from there.
Thank you very much.
So, where's it? You just help us fill this one. Now, one of the Another thing that they do, they want to have recycling batteries instead of factory where you can take out the batteries. Because batteries actually, lead is being sold in the international markets. They have a price, so they found out that it's possible to actually mop up these things. Environmentally, it's beneficial. Of course, socio-economically, too, is okay. It means that people can do what they need to do. So this is a 910 hour.
What's the environmental advantage
over the lead battery? No, they're also lead batteries, just that these are electrolyte batteries. This actually do less, they take less space, and there are less emissions when it comes to this. As you can see,
so the pollution
almost no pollution, no pollution on it.
Okay.
As you can see, you're not even hearing any sound. You know, usually you hear one humming, funny humming sound when you're around, but it's just.
So it's working now.
Yes,
the office will just it's on it.
So it's the one producing light there
Yes,
now.
yes, it's like that.
To me, it looks more like what's this new thing everybody wants to buy instead of generator? Yes.
Yeah, but
what's the
let's show you.
difference?
There's an inverter in charge.
First, the wall-mounted inverter. It's an hybrid system. So what happens is that once the NEPA goes off, 20 milliseconds. 20 milliseconds. So
Under 20%.
that's the under you blink. We always like to use that milliseconds if we can. So that's the first example. So what we intend to do is we have so you have your NEPA meter, you also have your solar meter. So you can recharge the way you recharge your GSM or whatever. So you can say 5 naira per kilowatt hour, for example. It means that we can regulate. So you now can regulate what you use. So it's not a flat levy, you know, where people begin to say, no, but I didn't use, this person is using AC in his own office, I'm using this, so let it be under your purview, having use. So that would also encourage
Okay,
people to
is this thing that carries the whole market now?
This is what we're going to put in each of the blocks.
Okay.
So but
what's the capacity? Is it built on capacity?
Yes, built on capacity. Yes, there's 15.
Okay.
This is a 2 kVA.
Okay.
This one
so
was powered
this
by a
one-
2-bedroom apartment.
Okay. What will the 2 kVA of this concept carry?
Of this concept. Yes, it will carry like a 2-bedroom, then lights, socket
3 air
points.
conditioners? How many air conditioners are needing all that?
No,
They
it's
can't
not, this
carry
one's
air
the
conditioner.
bigger ones will carry air conditioning.
Ah.
As maybe a 15 kVA or a 10 kVA.
Okay.
Those are the ones. But for lights in the market, most of them don't have. They just have fan, they have radio, they have computers, they have their lighting points and what have you, and then fridge. Some of them have fridge that powers your fridge.
Okay. Okay. So basically, this is for the low-end users.
This one for the low-end users.
Okay. Okay. So that means if you have like an estate for low-end users, this is what you're going to install in each.
In fact, on each house, that's what we're planning to do.
Okay. Okay. So this is what is called the eco.
This is what we call it. It's part of the eco homes. It's one of the components of the eco
homes.
And another thing is efficiency. A lot of people don't know that energy efficiency is also important with renewable energy. So that means, let me give you a good example. You have 60-watt bulbs, right? Now, we have 3-watt bulbs now that are LEDs that produce even better light luminance than even the 60-watt bulbs. So let's say you have a 2-bedroom apartment and you have 2 light bulbs in each of the rooms. That means, 2 bedrooms, let's say 6 rooms, plus a kitchen, a toilet and everything. That means you have 12 bulbs. Now, if you have 3-watt bulbs there, that means what you are using in the whole of the house is 3 times 12, which is just 36 watts. Meanwhile, as we stand now, some people use 60 watts just in your battery or in the parlor. So by the time you remove all of that, you are using less energy. You are using a less bigger system, and then you can perform
With the
better.
bulbs, are you just any bulbs in the or any bulb?
No, the LED market.
They are also the ones that
the houses are going to come fitted with that. It's part of the.
And then when they get burnt, how do they get it refilled?
That's the whole idea. VERYSOL now, it has a maintenance contract with all that we're doing. That's why people are asked to pay like a sort of little service charge for maintenance.
And the bulbs are coming cheaper as well.
Once we do volume, it becomes cheaper. The reason why some of these things are still expensive is because there's no volume, there's no mass market for it. By the time we do 100,000 units of this, the prices will crash. I mean, we've seen it with all kinds of technology. That's the way it works. And then for the market guys, we're not charging them any money to start. We're going to come and install them. Even with years, and then they now pay over that period of time. The same thing with the housing, the same thing with everything that we're doing. It's going to be a no initial cost system, because that's what has stopped renewable energy from actually gaining ascendancy. There's been a lot of initial capital cost, and all that, but gradually it's coming.
What of the operation? How easy is it for everybody to operate this?
There's no...
That's why we're training. That's the technology transfer we're talking about. We're going to look at electricians already, mock them up, do trainings for them, put them on our stuff, so we can have...
That to me is also capacity building.
Yes, capacity building, actually. They already have the electrical knowledge, so we'll train them in solar.
So have you started that? Now have you been able to get the electricians together to build their capacity in this area?
Well, that's what we want to do immediately after the launch. Once our chief executive comes in now, that's what we're planning to do. Where we're doing a sort of train the trainer arrangement. So we'll have a group of, let's say, 10 people who are very experienced. Our chief executive will take them to Germany, to train them on the batteries. They go for different, and they come back and then we form them into teams. So we can go to organizations, their maintenance units, we train them. So if we're coming to install in FCT, for example, we go to the maintenance unit and show them how these things work. So naturally, it doesn't cost. Now, for those organizations now, we don't necessarily have to be there. They don't necessarily have to pay us to come and do maintenance. They can pay us an upfront amount, but they have in-house people who will be passing this thing on.
Okay, so is this called, what is the name for this? It's not an inverter. You don't use the word inverter. What do you use for it?
It's an inverter, man.
Okay, but it's an echo.
It's an hybrid, yes. It's called an hybrid inverter.
Hybrid inverter.
That means
okay,
it
so
switches.
how long does it last in a home or in a shop? How long can the user use it?
Well, with everything that has to do with equipment or technology, when we say a warranty, what they're saying is like 100% performance. Now, just like with cars, you can buy a car after 4 years. You say you want to sell it on the used market, but you can still use it for another 50 years. Really, it's not like it's going to change anything. You understand? But it's just we are giving a warranty for 5 years, but these things actually have warranty for about 15 years. The panels are.
See, why I'm asking that is I think that's also a point you should be able to put across to your end users, because that is a great advantage over generator.
Exactly.
No generating set serves you more than 3.5, 4 years.
Exactly.
So if you're able to tell me that with this in my house, if I get the right kilowatts or whatever it is for my house, I can use it in the next 10, 15 years. Then I know that it's better than a generator. There is no noise at all. So what does it feed on? What do I have to keep changing? What is the maintenance?
The maintenance is something we will do. So for example now, that's if we open this up for you, there's just a few things in there that work.
What I mean by what does it feed on is a generator feeds on fuel.
It uses the panels. The panels are lights, just on solar.
So if I'm in the part of the country where they don't have so much light, like in Plateau or somewhere, what happens?
We have your NEPA. NEPA charges the batteries, and then the solar also charges the battery.
Okay, what if I have a community with low NEPA? Yes, the electricity has not gotten there, but I have the eco house system there. So if there's no electricity, how long can they use it?
We'll just design. These ones are designed for the environment and the use. In Abuja, for example, you have a minimum of 5 hours generally.
Some parts of Abuja.
Some have 12, some have 13. So it is based on the use. So just like you said,
if I am in a community of about 500 houses, it is possible to do 24 hours. And it will come to about, can the users who are also low, I'm talking of if you have an estate of about 5,000 houses and it's for low-end users, how much would it cost to put in each house? Will they be able to afford it, like to run 24 hours without having to depend on NEPA?
Absolutely not. That's why we're saying energy efficiency. So we are going to design it to meet their needs for 24 hours light. And it's still going to be, we're not going to do anything more than NEPA.
And how long does it take to come up with a design of your hybrid, how long? I'll give you an example of why I'm asking that. I know to make a phone, the manufacturers of phones will tell you it takes at least 6 months to come out with one phone like this. So how long does this take?
Just one phone or the model?
One phone. Takes 6 months. Yeah.
Everything is on ground. Basically, what we just
even the phones are on ground, but it must take you 6 months to bring it. I said, how long does this take? You're not going to tell me that because it's on ground, you just couple it immediately. I don't want to believe that. So how long does it take to get this
I understand that if she wants 500,000 pieces,
sure.
How long will it take to churn out?
Even if it's one, it takes you 6 months. You know what I mean?
Okay, she's talking about the.
So how long does this take to get one out for? And then you're going to have for 500 houses or 1,000 houses. How long does it take to get this together?
Well, that depends. It depends on the production capacity of the companies.
I don't have an answer to that.
I don't have a complete answer.
We should try to have an answer to that because it's important.
Subsidize what people are. Because once it's not subsidized, people say, they come to levy this, they come to levy that. Now in this market we have about 1,000 people. So it's a good exposure for companies like Apple, so in all our markets we want to ensure that now the genius behind this is that rather than having one exposure which costs less than 1,000, all I'm doing is that if you look at this stuff, you have a scrolling advertisement. So you have like 3 exposures. So what it means is that you can charge less and then more people can come. Even some of the market folks will come and change some of the products and all that. And then that now helps to maintain. Now what they wanted to show you is this is the CCTV camera, the one in front coming in market. So it's coming, entering into market. Can increase the speed. No. This is they are a very meticulous person, we know.
Take notes.
I think,
Because of the brightness.
Which one? This one?
Yes, this is the main entrance. They are all, the cameras are network cameras. And there's a network in the market that allows you to connect all the cameras. So it's a wireless network.
So it's also security
Yes, it
functions.
is. Yes, it is.
And then the market people could know that if anything happens,
Yes.
they can always
we
you connect it to his iPad and teach him how to anytime so do that as a before he it's not something I would say and that's this is an iPad. We have connected this if you are in America, anywhere you have the one I know, you can view all over the world.
Yes, you can.
Anytime you just remember where do I want to know what is happening there, and
maybe that one.
that's what I'm saying.
twist what? Back to